I think this is gonna be kind of a long video, so I have some notes so I can go through it without rambling too much. So first of all, if you don't know me, I'm Rena. I'm a wedding videographer here on Oahu, and I also make vlogs on YouTube for fun. And I made a few videos talking about different venues on Oahu. Now that I'm engaged, I realized there's so many things to figure out for your wedding, and it's overwhelming for me, and I've seen so many weddings. So thinking about that, I'm like, wow, it must be so much more stressful for someone that's not in the wedding industry. So I wanted to make more videos on wedding related stuff. I feel like each wedding vendor will have a different perspective, so I'll try to share things from my perspective as a videographer. Like a wedding planner is gonna have probably the most knowledge, I think, on the overall aspects. So this is just my opinion. Also my opinion being a wedding videographer on Oahu, because I would think that being somewhere else, it's gonna be different. There's a lot of details that come together in a wedding that helps us create a better video. Of course, you don't have to implement all of it. You don't have to implement any of it. I think at the end of the day, it's really important to remember that it's your big day and you're there to enjoy each other and to enjoy everyone and to celebrate, and don't be so fixated on all the details where you're gonna be stressed out. Like, these are just some things to keep in mind if you're curious, but you know, if you just want a small elopement, that's really beautiful too. And these are just little ideas that you can take note of and be like, oh, that's cool, or oh, I definitely don't want to do that, or whatever it is. So definitely don't feel bad if you don't have these elements or anything, you know? I'm gonna do a quick overall things that I think is really important on your wedding day. One is to have a coordinator. We work with a lot of coordinators, and to have someone that does this for a living, I think can really take away a lot of the stress of not just the planning but the day of. Because on the day of, it seems like it just goes by so fast and there's so many things happening, and if you're having to contact all your vendors and figure all of that out while you're trying to enjoy your wedding and get ready and all these things, it can be really overwhelming, right? But if you have a wedding coordinator that's in contact with all your vendors, they make sure that the vendors have the timeline so they know when to come and when they're done, and everything is laid out in the timeline, so it's just organized and you don't have to worry about it. So another thing is a DJ or a MC. For the ceremony, for the reception, as videographers, obviously it really helps to have a professional, because the sound, we mic up the groom, but we also hook it up to the sound system. So if you have an experienced DJ, we can have the right audio and clean sound, which can help us create a better video because it's cleaner audio. Not only that, but if you get like a good DJ, they really bring more personality and just a little more fun to the overall event, especially the reception. Like, they help things run smoothly, like especially if you have a lot of things in your program. I mean, they know what they're doing and they know how to work the crowd. If it's a good DJ, they know how to work the crowd and they know how to keep things flowing in a very seamless way. So for photographers and videographers, of course, location is everything. Location is a character in itself. So depending on where it is, for the getting ready location, for the first look location, ceremony, reception, obviously all of that plays into how the final image is gonna look. It's just something to keep in mind. Even for the getting ready location, if you keep your place tidy, that helps, so we don't have to move everything out of the way, and it just helps if the space is tidy so we don't see like backpacks on the ground or all of these things when we're filming. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, we're gonna start with the pre-ceremony stuff. So I'm not gonna have a bridal party, but I'll probably have like my sister and my mom around to help me get ready. But if you have a bridal party, I think there are a lot of things that you can do. And if you're seeing them the night before or whatever and you have gifts for them, I would save it for the day of so we can capture you giving the gifts, because that's really cute to get. And sometimes we fake it if they've already opened it or something, but it's always nice to get the real reaction. I think overall what we're trying to do with video is capture little different moments that can create a scene. So not just like one image, but we need a sequence of events that helps tell the story. So little things like a toast, where you're pouring it and you're passing it out to your bridal party, and then maybe someone gives a toast so you just cheers. I think even if you're just hanging out, I think those are just little nice elements to get, especially if there's sound that I can get. I feel like that really brings in some raw elements to the edit that I really like to incorporate. If you don't have a bridal party, you can also do gifts to each other. I knew it. Okay, I'm gonna stop crying. I know you're already spending so much on the wedding, so if you don't want to do a gift, you can definitely do a letter. If you don't have letters but you have personal vows, I would wait until the photographer and videographer gets there so we can capture you writing. Whether it's writing a letter, reading a letter, opening a letter, those are just really nice elements to get. I feel like because time is going by so fast, it's also a nice little moment for the bride and groom to just sit and read a letter and just to remember like, wow, like this is really happening and we're gonna get married, and just like a little moment of stillness. After you guys are all done getting ready, some people decide to do a first look or a first touch. I think for the first look, if you really want to do a first look, then you should do it, but it's totally up to you. I think if the location is really nice too, it's good to do a first look, but I also feel like sometimes you're really forcing the groom to have a reaction. Like for someone like Jack and I don't think we want to do a first look because we just want to wait till the ceremony. If you're more comfortable in front of the camera, we've seen really cute first looks, so totally up to you.
I'm sorry, I heard your voice and I started tearing up already. But why am I the one crying for it?
So for the ceremony, of course, the location is a big part of having good imagery, but other than that, I think looking for a good officiant, I think makes a huge difference for video. Someone that can speak from the heart. Sometimes we have the bride and groom's friends do it, and that's kind of cute because they have personal stories to share and it feels very intimate. There's definitely officiants that add more of a personal touch by talking about the couple, or just feels more heartfelt instead of cookie cutter, and I think that's something to look into. We also like it when there's cultural elements in the ceremony. Of course, you don't have to force it, but some people do Hawaiian elements, some people like Indian weddings are always so fun to film because there's so many colors and so many elements, and that's just so many more things that we can add into the edit. I think if you do have something that you want to incorporate that's cultural, then you should totally do it. Other than that, for video, having personal vows definitely helps because that just brings more personality and we can really learn about who you are, how you met, what kind of people you are, which helps me figure out what kind of edit it should be. Like if you're like a couple that met at a club and you love to party and you love to have fun, then maybe the edit will be a little bit more fun. And if you have more of a dramatic story, heartfelt story, then I'll probably incorporate that into the edit and have more of a romantic, more dramatic vibe throughout the video. So it just helps me get a sense of who you are. Sometimes if you don't want to share your personal vows with everyone but want to have it in the video, we can do it through a letter, or we've had people just read vows to each other after the first look, so we just mic you guys up and make sure that we have the clean audio and we can use that for the video. Now to the reception. So there's like a lot of stuff that people incorporate into the reception, like good speeches really help us for video. So some of the elements that I've seen are performances that are like a hula dance, or maybe you're a dancer so you add a dance. A parents dance, that is really cute. I think I love capturing that. I always get teary-eyed watching those because it's just so intimate, and I don't know, like what other chance do you have to dance with your parents, you know? But I also know it's not for everyone, so don't force it. If you think it's gonna be awkward and you're not gonna enjoy it, then you shouldn't add it. But if you want to, then I think it's a really cute moment to capture. For the first dance between the bride and the groom, I've seen some that are choreographed. I think that's cute, but I also think it's really nice when it's not choreographed because you can really focus, not focusing on getting all the right movements, but to really focus on each other. Again, totally up to you. Another few elements that you can add to the first dance is like a sparkler or fog. Bouquet toss is usually pretty standard. I think garter toss can be very fun to add into the reception dancing portion if you're open to doing that in front of your parents, I guess. And lastly, just like the ceremony, I think for the reception, if you have cultural elements, then that's also very nice to get, I guess, a little bit more personalized towards who you are as a couple. So some things we've seen a lot are the line dance, sometimes a tea ceremony, which is usually before the ceremony. And I've seen like a few Korean traditions that's really cool. So if you want to incorporate your culture or your religion into it, I think those are really nice to get a little bit more personalized to you. So yeah, again, there are so many other things you can add into your wedding, and I don't think there are any rules really. Like, add what you want, and it is your day and you want to have fun and you want your guests to have fun. So just think about what you like and what you want to prioritize. If you have any ideas, then let me know, because I'm also planning my wedding and I'm always open to different ideas. So that's it. I hope it helped you get a little bit ideas, maybe some other ideas from watching this video. At the end of the day, it's just one day. You can go extravagant or you can go intimate. I think they're both. I think it's just up to you and what you want, and you shouldn't feel pressured to do anything, but have fun planning. Bye!